Somebody turn my TV off.
I wonder if it just went to sleep.
Yes, make sure my volume is up. Oh, great day. Jeff, can you hear me? Jeff, are you there?
Hey Dale, I got you.
Good.
I was rewatching your faculty meeting. I couldn't get you cut off.
That is the problem. You couldn't get me cut off. That'd be terrible. Oh, man. We're finished. This is for adjuncts. And we're just getting the technology. Jeff is on the other line. So come on in and have a seat. I'm getting ready. Now, this is why I got to turn the record on.
Oh, Larry.
So Jeff, oh, Jeff.
Yeah, he's here.
Hey, Jeff.
Okay. It is recording automatically. There we go.
You put the same sheet
for gas station. Yep. Put on that clipboard. All right, adjunct. We're ready. There we are. Hi.
How are you doing? Very good. Nice to meet you, Danny. How you doing, man? Hey, how are you?
Great, John Shepard.
Oh.
Hey, John. How are you? Hey, Larry.
Hello. John Shepard.
Good to meet you, Larry.
We can be seen on the screen.
Right here. Okay, I do a little bit, I think. There's a sign-in sheet right here. Everyone will sign in on that. Thank you. It's so nice.
Yeah.
That's actually working.
This is yours. And there's she's coming. So just
I'm sitting right there in my chair. See, that's my chair right there. That's where I'm sitting right there.
In other words, if you delay. Talking shit, I can't.
So Dale, what are you running this?
I am the facilitator. So whenever you start,
That's actually what I went back to teach.
I'll let you introduce you and get you started. Now, so we have our adjuncts, and then of course we have Dr. Stone, Steve Stone, he's full time. He's already met. We met Dr. Lutz. She's full time, Dr. Green, and then the rest of these are adjuncts in different programs. Most of them in the MELS program, since we have quite a few. And they're all signed in. We've also got a couple from some other programs here as well. LS, this is Dr. Larry Putnam. He's Dr. Laws is adjunct in LS.
We're trying to figure out just a place where we can sit and see people.
Okay. All right. We talked about that. When I have class in here next time, I'm gonna bring you a table.
Yeah, it's sort of hard to organize.
Yes. Put me a table. One of those portable ones that fold.
Can you make this columns transparent?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what makes it hard.
You keep it like you need it.
This is probably the best thing. We can do something like this right here, maybe, where you can see everybody.
Thank you.
That's why you kind of see everybody.
Makes it easier for you.
Y'all sit those two chairs over there. Or you want to sit? Well, not as Larry. They might can see Larry. Over there, kind of, they can see everybody in front of them. They're like gunfighters. I'm not people with their back. There we go. We got everybody. And we're recording. Jeff says he can hear us.
So are there people that are coming in online?
Jeff's online right there. You see him? He's adjunct.
Hey, guys.
He's also he's a two-timer. He's an adjunct and he's a graduate, and he's in the job. He's associate superintendent in Caldwell. Steve just retired as superintendent in Caldwell.
Hey, Dr. Stone.
How are you? So he's
All right.
Don't think bad about Jeff anymore.
I trained Jeff well.
That's the problem.
Hey Jeff, when's the open house for Granite Falls? Groundbreaking.
29th, 4 o'clock.
You heard anything from Joey today?
No.
Okay. Joey's mom. So prayers for Joey.
Okay, folks. How are you doing today? Everybody staying all right? I'm Hal Knight, and this is Marie Probably heard of recently. More than you might want to. This part of our evaluation of the program is what I consider, and I think Emily probably would agree, is one of the most informative parts of the process for us. We've had an opportunity to read lots of stuff you've written and results from assessments and all of those kinds of things. And what we're really trying to do is sort of the last piece, but I think that was more of a triangulation of data, is to really talk to people, students, people on your advisory boards, faculty, adjuncts, will really try to get a good sampling of all of the people who make the programs, so that we can really better understand how you perceive the programs and what your aims are and how you do the work that you do. And so for us to then get a better sense of, when we pull together what's been written, which you may very well have had a hand in drafting those documents and working with those. And then as we see the evidence that you provide about the success of your students and your programs and how well they perform, it gives us an opportunity to get a sense of how you see your program, what you think is important about your programs, and how you view the work that you do. So it's really, for me, this is actually the best part of this. Actually, reading all the reports is not the best part of this. But having an opportunity to talk with people is. So what I'm going to ask, I know there's a sign-up sheet, and we'll get all of that, but if you to give us a sense of just what programs we have, if we could start over here and just go around and you would identify yourself and the program you're representing after people. So,
I'm Dale Mills, Master's of Leadership.
I'm Danny Stevenot, and I'm an adjunct professor at clinical coach with the Mills program.
John Shepard, I work in the Mills program as well as a clinical coach.
Jean Tillman, and I'm in the Mills program. Clinical coach. The degree school.
I'm Sarah Weaver. I work as an adjunct professor in the Mills.
Rachel Zayons, and I do Mills program clinical instruction.
I'm Cheryl Lee, master's in technology,
I'm Steve Pickard, adjunct in the Mills program.
I'm Larry Lupton, superintendent of the school.
And I'm Steve Stone, I'm a professor in the Mills program with parent.
Sanders Tyson. I am with the and I am
I'm Jamie Powell with Department of Social Education Council.
and I'm Todd Olin, counseling.
we lost
You got Jeff Church on the
Hi, Jeff.
screen.
Hey, guys, adjunct males.
Mills program.
Someone else had that too.
Do we have somebody else?
No, that's just
Oh, okay.
that's small view of the room.
That's actually a small view of you.
Great.
All right.
So the Mills program, with the majority of you here, is an online program, correct? And we understand that. And but you must live close by because you're all here. Is that correct? You made the effort. Well, thank you so much.
3.5 hours East Coast.
Oh, wow. So we appreciate that for now.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
And it's much better here at the beach today than it is here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for traveling to see us. There were, for the Mills program, well, actually, the survey was done for the alumni of all the, what we call advanced programs and paid words from the graduate program. But there was an alumni survey done for all of the graduate programs. So my question is, well, a couple of questions. First, have you seen the data from the alumni survey?
Yes. Dr. Lamb,
meets with us on every 2 weeks. We come on as a faculty, and he Zooms with us, and he has made us aware of everything, the whole process, and every 2 weeks he presents us with new data, whatever is going on. So he has kept us abreast of everything.
Oh, that goes for all the programs.
Yes.
He meets with us every 2 weeks as a faculty.
I'm sorry,
He meets with us every 2 weeks
Every
online as a
Online.
faculty. And then he also records it. And when he records it, he sends it out to all of us. So we have an opportunity to see whatever is
fantastic.
current at the time.
So, what would you say, well, based on the alumni data, what would you say are the strengths of your program? Whether it's the school counseling or MELD or the instruction and curriculum. Based, you could have your own opinion about what the strengths of your programs are, but what would you say based on the alumni data are the strengths of your programs and also the areas that you should improve based on how your graduates perceive their education or their preparation for the roles?
We have some students that are from South Carolina, so I can just speak to this piece.
Sure.
Those students, they complete a portfolio, but they have to take a licensure test for their license. And at current, with the data that he shared, they all pass. We have a 100% pass rate. So that says a lot to our preparation in terms of the
So
national
the
practice.
pass rate on South Carolina.
Well,
and
it's a
the
national-
admin,
yes.
is that-
That's just the NEL.
and that data was shared.
Yes.
Anything else?
Well, I think they speak to their personal growth, and I think that's very important. We try to take the students where they are and lead them through the rubrics and the standards that we hold dear, and they respond by saying how much they have grown. And Dale just shared some statistics with us recently that 100% of our students say they would recommend us to another student, and 92% of them said they would highly recommend us. And we establish a relationship with our students that goes beyond the academic. And I think that's a real strength of our program.
And the personal growth, was that part of the data?
I think from survey data, I think that's what I'm qualitative kind of data.
They also do an exit reflection.
That's on the exit reflection that we did the case study out of.
Right, and there's two things, and maybe I wasn't clear, but there's an exit survey that your candidates take when they finish the program, and I think that's what you were referring to, the personal growth. And then there is a survey that is done once they're in the job, and that is the computer or alumni survey.
Well, I think that, I guess what I was more thinking about as they finish major projects, the reflection, they often will speak to things that they learned, things that they now understand, that they can take with them wherever they go.
As an exit survey, that's perfect, very good. Anything else that you remember? And let's separate the exit when they are about to finish or finishing, and the alumni survey once they're in the roles. So, what do you remember from those? One is personal growth, one is the South Carolina 100% pass rate on the portfolio. Anything else you remember?
One of the
data
things,
that we shared?
I'm sorry, one of the things that under Dr. Lamb's leadership, and I will tell you under his leadership, the program, I've been in the program almost 6 years. And under his leadership, the program has grown by leaps and bounds.
This is a mouse.
Yes, ma'am. And one of the things that Dr. Lamb has implemented that has been so important to our candidates
is that we consistently, we come online every week face to face with our students. And, you know, many of them, we were just talking about, John and I were talking about the number of students that come online with us. They don't have to, they have to do, but they come online and they take it seriously. But Dr. Lamb, in addition to that, as we are introducing new evidences, we have town halls. So we're constantly putting, you know, we look for every avenue that we can find to make sure, to ensure and promote success for these students, these candidates. As a clinical coach too, and I can speak for me, and I think most of them do, or all of them do the same thing. I set up Zoom office hours. And that's a standard time that they can come in and they can ask me any question they want to ask me. But in addition to that, they have our cell phone numbers, they have our personal emails, our garden webby. There is no excuse, and they can call us anytime. And I think all of us are, and they know that. You have to work around their schedule. They're working through the day. Sure. So a lot of my students, you know, my wife knows this kind of computers, you know, and so they know that it's okay to call me on Sundays. I have talked to people on Christmas Day before.
You'll hear.
You know, so I'm saying, you know, they'll do, you know, but we ensure, under Dr. Lamb's leadership, we ensure every opportunity for success.
And anything else you would like to say?
Going on what Dan was saying, we have a town hall. We meet weekly. That's right. We meet weekly. Okay, I'm sorry. Bring about 100 together. And Dr. Lamb goes over different elements, questions they may have, any regular we have to find out. So we've got an audience for probably 100 people there, and so we bring everybody in from all over the state or in South Carolina. And this is one of the key elements of Dr. Lamb as a model is collaboration, communication. We've been missing that over the years, but through his leadership, we have to be able to connect all the dots with this. That town hall is just an example of this. Let me quickly go on here too. We have on-site visits. We're the first faces that's at the university. We go to visit them at their schools. We have a coaching model. I'm sure you've probably heard about that. That's another vision background. And so we put all these components together, which gives us the key element of collaboration, communication, knowing that we're always there for these students. Day or night, Christmas Day, you know, I've had a call at 2 o'clock in the morning with the president, the girls in tears. We worked it out. This is the kind of commitment you have here in this room right here. These are your heroes right here.
Back to the data.
Yeah. The data, I saw one town halls were just faculty or
Virtual student.
everybody's together. You
Virtual
all
student.
are online with the students on.
Dr. Lamb uses the town halls to introduce new concepts. So whenever you will have one, usually at the very first of a semester, you'll have one to introduce when they're starting on their portfolio artifact. And then about 2/3 of the way through, or they will come back and do another one for the other one they're supposed to be doing. So he does it to give, and we're invited, but the students is primarily for the students. And then he will, what I do is after he introduces them, then I break each task up and do each task separately so that they will have heard the overall, and then we look at each one.
It's expectations and requirements and
Yes,
that kind of thing.
This is just a catalyst as to why we have 100% acceptance.
I was just trying to figure out what was saying.
Oh, yeah.
You all knew.
Sometimes it'll be over 100 or more, and sometimes, but he records them, and then everybody can view them whenever they have time.
And as an extra Zoom session toward the end of the course in the Males program, Dale will go on and talk about interviewing techniques. And I know that people, when they interview, they reach out to us to ask us for some unique techniques to help them. So that's a little extra special, something beyond the course that we try to make sure our candidates are successful for their first job. We often follow up with, how did your job go? How did you go? What can we help you with? do some coaching as well as we do that in the doctoral program too.
So I guess to kind of summarize, the feedback from the senior exit survey, as they call it here, it's institutional effects and dispose. All the things that they talked about, we instituted those things as a result of the feedback that we got. We want more collaboration. We need help with interviewing. We're not sure that we know the tasks. We need those to be covered separately than course content. I feel better if I have something that addresses that in context of we're going to come on and talk about the CAEP. And it's not, so that I can go back and watch it again. CAEP is one of their 6 evidences they have to do. And so all the things that they just talked about, and they know that, I'm keeping secrets from them, is driven from the student feedback. What do they want? That's what town halls are basically. Whatever the students say they want, we'll do it in a town hall format where all of them can come that are affected by that. So we do Mel's faculty on Mondays, every other Monday. On the off Mondays, we do some sort of a town hall based on what students want.
Based on those excellent.
That's correct.
But that's where the interview questions came about.
Exactly. When they said, they're not doing well in interviews, can you do something to help us with that? So we developed a format for them. And then so that was based on their information is I think Garden Web ought to help you get a job. Well, we'll work with you on interviews. We'll do your references.
I think it speaks to a larger part of the program, which is very student-centered.
Say that
It's a
again.
very student-centered program. Student-centered. So we get a lot of feedback from the students, and a lot of the assessment data that we get from them, they have for years. I can speak to this because I was a student and now an adjunct professor, faculty member, because a lot of that is based upon the needs of the student, the boots on the ground, so to speak.
And students are so well supported, because we just really work with them, like they said, at all different times. And sometimes we get, I know this isn't formal data, but sometimes they'll email us a semester or two after they graduated when they're on the job, talking about the success of what they've learned in the program. But it is a well-supported program for the students.
And as I listen to my colleagues, what I am hearing, and I'm very pleased to say that our students are very happy that we communicate with them consistently. And so when you're hearing the town hall, it's because we stop and we talk to them outside of the town hall. Sometimes within seconds that the student emails me, there is a response going back, and I do know that my colleagues are doing the same, where and that is going out in the data. When they are reporting back, it is because of the fact that they know if they ask a question, we're going to give them a prompt response.
424.
Yeah.
We work off of the system of 424. We'll get back to you in 4 hours. We'll have your problem solved in 24. Day or night, holiday, weekend, doesn't matter. That's when they do most of their work is night and weekends and holidays.
I wanted to add to that before we leave that. We talk about the support for the students, but I think that I've been part of this faculty for 20 years as an adjunct, and you will see consistent faces. It's not a in and out kind of thing. We know each other. We have meetings, the conference that we have in the fall, or staff development, CILD, whatever. I don't know the exact name right now, but we come in and all of us are together, physically together here on campus in August and again in January. So I think there is a very deliberate effort to keep us all on the same page, whether that's the town halls or whether that be those face-to-face meetings that we actually do here on campus. That's not a piece that I had always seen at other places. And so I feel like what Barbara's doing in 603 or what Sarah, or we know the expectations and we're able to collaborate and not be out there on our own. So we get a lot of support as well.
I think that's good for our students in the way too, because in the town hall, we have the overview and here's where we're going with the next big push. And then I work with Barbara in 603 right now, and I usually attend her classes and hear the concerns of the student and what sounds like something that's going to be a problem. And then when I meet with them for their clinical meeting, then I try to really focus on that. And then I also do office hours, which does the one-on-one, because sometimes students have situations that they don't want to share in the group. And I know you're looking for hard data, but most of the most important data is the
I
quality.
think, I don't know how, but I get the sense that the feedback from current students is taken seriously and that the program is adjusted considering that.
Yes.
How about alumni? What do you think are the strengths of the program for those that are actually school administrators or school counselors, instruction and curriculum? And what skills do their alumni say that they need more of, or that they wish the program had provided them with?
I'll let them elaborate, but I'll give the same answer as the last session. The big feedback push from them is virtual collaboration. They need more training, more practice, more work in virtual. Their job is moving, even in public school, is moving more and more online for the administrative side. The meeting side of it, the work side of it, is virtual collaboration is what we get the most of. And so
That they're saying they need more.
they need more. And so we have adjusted our program to where we've added peer reviews to start with, and now case studies, which is more virtual collaboration. I do case studies online, and this fall, I told them 2 weeks ago, we're looking to move to, instead of just doing a PowerPoint, we're looking to integrate Google Docs where they can all share the same document and work on it at their sites, because that's John has been instrumental in helping us. We do pods and pairs, and I've been working with John's pod and pair and Danny's in terms of John's high school principal in the western part of the state. But one of the things that we're finding is John in his job, and we have more practitioners, they do a lot of Google Docs even for their faculty, so that they don't all have to be there at the same time. Everything, we have to round everybody up to do that. So John is gonna lead us in that we're gonna move into our case studies will continue to cover the same content. They'll continue to be virtual collaboration for our students. We want to integrate Google Docs into that where they can bring up one document, all work on it simultaneously in their groups. And so that's the big thing that there's other things, but that was
When
by
do you
far.
think you'll implement that there?
To be fall of this coming year, fall 19. We've already got the case studies in, and we've updated all of those. We've got all those integrated. The Google Docs, it's going to catalog right now. It will be in fall 19.
And do you think that the need for digital collaboration, that explains the very low technology scores for the Mouse program?
It was 2 years ago when those scores came out, and that's why that's been our, as you saw that data, I mean, only 43% of our students said we were doing enough. That's why we've now, in that 2 years' time, we've also created a competency folio for our digital learning competencies, where they have to now build the folio and give us examples of 21 competencies, but 18 of those have to be the digital learning competencies. We have evidence of that, if you saw one of those. But yes, they do that separate aside of their task stream portfolio. And so, yes, we saw the data that was not good on that. Pretty much what our data said was we talked about it, but we didn't do it. And so we're now having them do it. They have to show us examples of digital learning competencies.
And that data was shared with us.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody brought it up. I had to push on it. You were thinking that maybe the team didn't notice.
Yeah.
Some of us are actually, to do those case studies, they do the digital presentations, and they do a Zoom session where they're collaborating. Some of the students have moved into already using Google Docs as a fluid way for everyone to have input and make changes. And so we are definitely, we'll definitely be on
Yeah,
board.
we're going to formalize that for fall as soon as it gets in.
One of the things I should,
can I give you instructional technology? I have not a lot of students, a small groups of students. Five in one cohort, but I do have 10 in my other cohort. And being so small, I really get to know my students personally.
Sure.
So one of the big positives I get at the end of the semesters is the fact that they like using me as a reference for a job. And so we talk over questions that come up. Then they call me before their interview and what do you think I'm going to see? How should I answer?
Yeah.
And then out of my 5 that have graduated, 2 have gotten jobs before they finished their degree. So that was one of the big components that came out of MAIT. They like the personal closeness that they get with their teammates and the fact that they can use me as a reference. They have opportunities to call. And what are they going to ask me? How do I answer? So that's a good positive for having small groups.
An interesting thing, one of my students working with the Zoom conferences with all this provided a very interesting help for a principal. He was trying to hire a Spanish teacher and ended up having the candidate set up a Zoom session with someone in Colombia to interview, and was really impressed by the competency of the candidate on the platform. But she was thrilled to death that she was able to accommodate that. But, I think a practical use, that's important for us to say. It's not just to know the technology, but to be able to apply it in everyday life setting. Just what I'm saying.
I'm going to switch in a somewhat different direction for a moment. So would you talk with me about, for those of you, this is really a question for those of you who are adjuncts. And the question is around what kinds of training do you get when you came on as adjuncts? What kinds of professional development is provided to you? What kinds of onboarding, if that's a term that you use? I'm just interested in from how did you become an adjunct to what kind of training and support do you get as an adjunct? So,
Sure. Well, first of all, again, 6 years ago, I had to have my Blackboard training. So I was introduced to Blackboard. I had to be certified in Blackboard before I could become an adjunct professor. That was a requirement. There are conferences at least twice a year that we are always a part of, and we are trained with whatever new is going on, whatever needs to be dealt with. Just like Dr. Lamb, during these conferences, Dr. Lamb will pull the males staff in, and there will be training for those 2 days with the male staff based on specific things for our program. Any changes that are being implemented, that is a time, face-to-face time.
So those are in-house.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And in January and in June or July, somewhere around that time, we always have these 2. And then that's in addition to the online staff development that we get. We consider every 2 weeks when he comes online. That's a form of staff development because he is consistently, we're talking about, things that we can do to better improve our program and our instructional delivery. And if we've heard anything from students, if there's been a problem, then that's a time that we can work to correct whatever it is.
Synchronous? Everybody
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think it's a continual approach to that. I can speak to that because I'm
And
actually
you do report it on Zoom so that somebody can't be there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a continual approach to it. Like Dr. Stebbins said, I'm going to that first semester of training, Blackboard, finished up all that kind of stuff. So I was hoping, Dr. Lamb would just throw me out there and say, go get it. He said, of course, we got to train you first.
Yes, a bucket.
Yeah. So hold your horses there. So
That's my bad place.
Well, John is like, there was implementing a program this time. I do 601 online instruction. John is actually like a student teacher under me this time. I have 2 people that Dale is training under me before he turns them loose to work on their own with students. So they have come online with me every week, and once they became acclimated with what we were doing, they are given assigned topics related to whatever that week is, that they're part of the instructional delivery.
So you consider their mentor?
Yes, ma'am.
Mentors.
Yes, ma'am.
I can also speak to that. I'm the newest adjunct. I'm a first semester. So
Training wheels, huh?
yes, training wheels and all. Even though I'm the superintendent in the county, but I'm the newbie. So when I first came on, I was overwhelmed. I was like, oh gosh, I don't know what all this. But I think the biggest thing for me was the individual support that I got from the department, from Dr. Laws. That was the individual conversations, face-to-face, phone calls. He held a training session where all of the ed leadership, doctoral folks came in. And so I was sitting with other practitioners, just like me. We had training on the course. We had training on the course syllabus, all the student learning objectives. We had task stream training. We had Zoom trainings. We had Blackboard training and support. We had the folks over at the media, the library, who reach out to us and help us with anything. And as these folks have mentioned, the conferences, we're part of the CILB conference every year, which is great, which is a collaborative piece back to me as a superintendent in our community that I also sent people to. So the support was overwhelming for me, which I was glad, because I was being a student and an instructor at the same time.
Right. And I think it's ongoing too, in that it's on Monday nights. So the case studies were something new.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were introduced to the case studies, but now as we're working our way through those, we can discuss them every other Monday when we're all together, and we can talk about, Sarah mentioned something that her students struggled with or questioned. My students didn't question that, so it was great for us to, and everybody that's teaching 603, so that's the other thing. It's kind of like a team approach. We get support not just from Dale, but everybody in here that's teaching 603. When I'm teaching 603, we're constantly back and forth as things come up. If you notice, think that Sarah noticed a conference that was going to be in an area near us, a law conference. And so, we collaborated on that and went to that. So it's kind of like, that's the way we do. Everybody has their pairs. They know who their team is and what we're teaching. Dr. Sanders and I work together. I work with her interns. So we stay in touch about who's doing this, who's doing that. So there's a lot of support. I've been in the program for a long time. And in the beginning, there's a huge difference in the type of support that I have now. And I'm so much better at what I do because of all of this.
How many sections typically in one course?
In the fall, we'll have 4 add-on licensure new and 2 regular new in 601. So at any one time, we have 21 to 23 different instructors. And then the pods, we work a pods pair concept with PLC. You have pod 603, everybody teaching 603 is a pod. Then you have your pair, you and your coach. And so, pod and a pair. Pod and a pair. That's how we work. And then,
Our
so we.
sections are a
How many
minimal
people
number.
per section?
I have 2, I've got a 15 and one 16, they could.
Add-on licensure, we try to keep those at 15. Regular males, but those are at 20. And so we have a lot of students and we have a lot of sections. We're by far the largest graduate program on campus. We cover 2 states, North and South Carolina. Have a professional recruiting service, as you know, and we do numbers, but we try to personalize it.
Keep the sections small.
Yes. And
We've
so
also
we do
had
pods.
some in Virginia. and that one.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, one in Hawaii. I got to visit her. I didn't. I threatened to go today. One from Haiti, had the ditch from Haiti and Africa.
Haiti, we had one from Haiti that completed last summer.
We have some students because, like Amber Phelps, who was a military dependent, started this in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Her husband got sent to Hickam on the Big Island of Hawaii. It's, it's 5 hour difference, sometimes 6 hours once we go to daylight saving time. And so, that's a little bit difficult, but the good piece is it doesn't matter. They're our family, and so we're with them. But yes, we had the veg in Haiti. We have some in Virginia. We have some scattered in Georgia, some in East Tennessee. And so I'm gonna tell my East Tennessee.
You better watch out.
Dr. Dallas.
I'm glad what you put. I want to add too that on the add-on licensure folks, when they finished the program, we had about 20 come back.
Oh yeah, we've been very successful. Our folks are kind of happy, and so we had 20 this semester of our add-on licensure people that came back to do the other 2 courses. We get a second master's degree. They enjoyed it, so we recruited them, and so they've been happy. So, as Jean mentioned earlier, 92% would highly recommend, the other percent. I told you I have a research partner here in the program, but I'll give him the credit. We developed a net promoter score. How many people would promote your program, and it has a number of variables in it. The institutional effective people have now adopted for the university. That came out of the School of Ed, that net promoter score. So we've been tracking that for a number of years here, how satisfied our people are, and would you promote our program? And we think that's a fairly good indicator of how well we're doing. And of course, we're doing the case study longitudinally to find out from our folks when they leave. We're collecting that qualitative data. We want to see how they're doing as well. And of course, we'll have some quantitative data, I understand, fairly quickly. Supposedly, the EPPs will be getting employment data from job evaluations, from administrators as it's fed into the system, that we'll be getting feedback quantitatively in terms of how our folks are scoring out there. I know the undergraduate people are already getting that. It's based on EVOS. Yes, and so we'll get our report card back. You asked in the earlier session about 30% of our portfolios theoretically are reviewed by DPI in our program because it's through customized. Now, I'm not watching them do that 30, but I do get feedback from that. And so we'll get better feedback quantitatively once those numbers are released in terms of how our folks are doing. But we coined a new principal this week, by the way. Courtney, for those of you who worked in Rocky Mount, Courtney Bissett, her mom's principal there. She got her principal job. She was AP. And so she's gone from classroom teacher to principal in 5 years with us. So we got a new principal meeting this week. It's that season. We're getting a lot of APs hired. We have a lot of folks who are in the business. And so if they get a job and they do well in that job, that's what makes me happy. That's what makes us
If I
all
could add one thing, I just had someone call this week. We have partnerships with the school systems. And I can speak to the one that's in Charlotte because a former graduate called and asked would I come and do some motivational kind of training at their opening meeting on leadership, teamwork, and et cetera. Just a brief presentation to kind of kick it off and that sort of thing. So we do have those articulation agreements with the school systems that have our students and interns, and then they, even when they graduate, will still reach out to us as a resource.
On the internships, how is the supervision handled for an online process?
All right, so what we do is, now Steve's in charge of clinicals now. I'll pass that to top to him, he and Daniel. So what we do is we get the list of who our new people are. We reach out, I send them an email. Congratulations, thank you, welcome to our program. And within the first 4 weeks, 3 if possible, within the first 4 weeks, we have somebody go and visit at their school. Yes. Okay. One of these people.
One of them.
One of these people.
Plus, the principal and the candidate.
Yes.
The principal understands the relationship, but it also gives them that connection with Garner Webb And we always leave it with the statement, you're helping us, so what can we do to help you?
That's what Phyllis was talking about, that articulation agreement. So when we go and meet with them, when
They're not necessarily doing the internship at the time.
No.
They're taking
We're
the
connected.
initial courses.
we're making that connection, they'll start their internship, they'll start that. We have a coach that supervises that. We have 2 people that work with them, plus their instructor, plus their evaluator. So their team has the instructor and has the coach that works with them on their clinical experience, their evidence artifacts, and the 80 hours they get each semester at their building. We have a second person that goes and visits them at their building. That's organized geographically. And that person is their contact. And also that person, when they leave, says, if you like staff development, whatever you want, since we have an articulation agreement, an MOU, since you're our partner, we'll come back. And so I've done all kinds of workshops. Most everybody in here has gone back to a school district when the principal will pick up the phone and say, we'd like X, Y, and Z. And so we go do X, Y, and Z.
The coach is from there or from here?
From us, we do 2 coaches. They have the CC1 that makes the visit and offers the staff development.
Yeah,
And we
that's
have
also
two.
when we leave, we make sure that they understand this is the coach 1. This is that initial contact, the principal and the intern. To say, we're here to help and help them through the process. But we also leave it that we are available. Garden Webb University is available to help you in staff development. But we also leave it with the understanding that it's really to build that relationship with that particular school system. And we also tell the candidate that as you move and progress along, use us, because I'll just stay with the people that I'm coach for. Use us throughout your career if you need contacts with Garden Webb. Outside of the instructional component, we will be, like if you have a problem with Garden Webb, just give us a call. So we're sort of like their personal mentor.
Right. Let me piggyback that too. We have a tool here. This is a handbook, a site-based handbook we give to the principal that parallels the program that we do. It's chock full of information for the principal. It's easy for you to do. It's very concise. That accompanies the visit.
I can also add to that.
3 minutes. It's hard to
You're
out of
questions. I'd also just like to add to that collaboration piece as district superintendent. Garden Webb on multiple occasions has come out not to recruit and not to look for anything, but just to provide leadership training for my central office staff. And recently, Dean Bull came out and did one of those very things. And before that, the previous administration did also. So there is a collaboration piece there with school districts and not just a recruiting tool to what can you do for us.
I think too, it's important that the coach too stays with the candidate through their program so that there's a lot of continuity and you really do get to know the student and they feel confident that they can talk with you about issues and they move forward in their career.
Thank you so much for your time. Does anybody want to tell us something we forgot to ask?
I'm going to say something because we didn't get to talk
Sure,
about
I
everything. Right.
yes.
Well, it hurt bad. I'm used to it with this boat. I want
Wait a minute, you talked the whole last
Well, that was the last time. None of them got to hear that. That was a previous thing.
I didn't even know you were
I know, isn't that great? I want to point out that Larry is an adjunct for us in EDLS,
not Mel.
not Mel. And so a previous question was, how do you address the needs of students? How do you hear what they say? So Larry is a current superintendent, and one of the things that we feel like is important is to give them the current knowledge. So like I've been out of it for 7 years. I know how to build a budget, I knew how to build a school and all those things, but things change out of 7 years. So he takes his cohort to his school district, and you can tell him what you did, Larry. I don't think you tell.
Yeah, one of the things we look at for those folks aspiring to get to the next level is developing a systems management plan. And so I brought them into a brand new school that we just opened this year. And so I made available our finance officer.
our child nutrition staff, our curriculum folks, and just to build that capacity. And because on-the-job training is what the research says for these district administrators that they need. And so they were able to tie that back into the readings that we had and to apply it to their own jobs and see it in action in another district.
So many of our current, in both programs, but in EDLS, we have current superintendents as adjuncts, in addition to some old people like me. So we feel like that's a good mix and we keep it going. So I just want to point that out, since I didn't get to talk this time.
You can see our adjuncts on the screen over there. Thank you for joining us. We've got, again, we have a lot of people to echo what Steve said. These are practicing administrators. We integrate them in. I see Jamal, who he interned with us, or he student taught, I guess, with us last semester. He's got his first group this semester. We put them through a process where they coach first and then teach, as John's going through now. But thank them for joining us today. Last word for me is regular and sustained. That's kind of our mantra here. Our contact with students and employers is regular and sustained. It may be an online program, but we try to personalize it with regular and sustained contact, feedback, communication.
You know, I think one thing that hasn't come up that I think is important, that really is an example, the hurricane devastated the East. And we had some of our candidates that didn't have a school to go back to, maybe even have a central office. And we worked with those students. I know in our little team, we had 7 students that were just could not get the work done because they didn't have a faculty to go and organize to do some of the projects. And we worked with them individually to carry them into the semester and bring them up to par. And so I think those are the kinds of things. They don't happen often, but when they happen, I think there's a response to students.
Well, as far as as devastating as all that was, the 2 hurricanes, I think Dale can attest to this. We never lost one student because we helped them through their processes and their.
Oh, I know our son teaches at UNCW, so he was out of school for a long time.
All right, let's see. Dr. West, Dr. Crawford, Dr. Church, anything y'all would like to add? Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Knight, you want me to end this one and process it and have separate videos for each of these groups? Perfect.
I know. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.